Unit 9. Our Universe. The Moon. The Moon is the closest neighbor of Earth in space. It is far away from the Earth at a distance of 3,86,000 kilometers. The Moon revolves around the Earth and is called the natural satellite of the Earth. An object that revolves round a planet is called a satellite. Moon, the natural satellite of Earth. Does the Moon shine? The full moon is the second brightest heavenly body which shines in the sky at night. It does not glow on its own, but shines because sunlight falls on its surface. So, it reflects the light of the sun. Phases of the moon. We can see different shapes of the moon due to the changes in the position of Earth. These shapes of the moon are called its phases. Even though moon is smaller than the sun, it looks of the same in size. This is because the moon is very close to us. The moon is a satellite of the Earth. Earth has one moon. Some planets have no moon at all. Mercury has no moon, but Jupiter has 16 moons. Natural satellites of Jupiter. Landing on the moon. At very early times, the scientists have tried to learn more about moon. They used to look at the moon with a very big telescope at first. Then the rockets were sent to the moon to take pictures of its surface. On 21st July 1969, an American spacecraft known as Apollo 2 landed on the moon. The spacecraft carried 3 astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon's surface first, and Edwin Aldrin landed on the moon after 8 minutes. The third astronaut, Michael Collins, remained in the spacecraft circling around the moon. So, Neil Armstrong became the first man to land on the moon. In return, the spacemen have brought back samples of moon rock to study the nature of the surface of the moon. An Apollo astronaut about to step on the moon's surface. The surface of the moon. Even though moon reflects sunlight, its surface is not smooth like a mirror. On a clear night, you can see dark spots on the moon's surface. These are caused by big hollows called craters. The craters differ in size and depth. The moon is believed to be about 4,500 million years old. Our moon is spherical in shape and has a diameter of approximately 3,218 kilometers. It is nearly 1/4 of the size of the Earth. Its weight is about 1/8 of the weight of the Earth. The moon's gravity is only 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So, if you weigh 60 kg on Earth, you will weigh 10 kg on the moon. Also, if you jump a meter high on Earth, you will able to jump a height of 6 meters on the moon. No life on moon. The surface of the moon is covered with hard and loose dirt, mountains and craters. It has no air and water. Since there is no water, there is no clouds on the moon. There is no layers of atmosphere surrounding the moon's surface. So, there is no protection from the strong sun rays. All these conditions are not suitable for the chances of life on the moon. There are no trees, flowers, gardens on the moon. Thus, there is no life on moon. Moon and the tides, low and high tides. Like sun, the moon does not affect weather. It also does not affect animals or plants' life on the earth. However, it affects the water in the oceans and the seas of the earth. It pulls the water of the seas and oceans, causing tides. Tides are caused by the gravitational attraction of the moon on the seawater. The rise and fall of the water in the sea and in the ocean is called tide. Tides on a full moon day. 1. The moon's pull on the water is much more than that of the sun. As a result, the water of the seas on the side of the earth facing the moon gets attracted upward. We call it high tide. 2. At the same time, the earth itself pulled towards the moon slightly, causing a high tide on opposite side. 3. In between the two high tides, the water formed low tides. As the earth rotates or spins on its axis, every place will have low and high tides twice in 24 hours. The tides vary with the phases of the moon. On the full moon day, highest tides occur. Eclipses of the moon and the sun. When light falls on an opaque object, its shadow is formed. We see our shadows in sunlight. The earth and the moon are opaque objects. When the sun's light falls on the earth and the moon, their shadows are formed and they play hide and seek. We know that the moon revolves round this earth. It takes about 29 days to go round the earth. While moving round the earth, the moon sometimes comes between the sun and the earth. When the three comes in a straight line, the moon casts its shadow on the earth. It is explained with an activity. Activity. Take a torchlight, sun, a tennis ball, moon, and a big ball, earth. Place the smaller ball in between the big ball and the torchlight. Now switch on the torchlight. The shadow of the small ball falls on one side of the big ball, earth. Solar eclipse. An eclipse of the sun is called a solar eclipse. It occurs on a no moon day when the moonlight, while going round the earth, comes between the earth and the sun. When three of them, the sun, moon and the earth, are in the same line, the moon's shadow falls on the earth, and the people in certain parts of the earth cannot see the sun at all, or see it only partially. In this way, solar eclipse will be caused. If the sun cannot be seen at all, it is called total solar eclipse. But when the sun is seen partially, it is called partial solar eclipse. Note: we should not look at a solar eclipse with naked eyes. A total solar eclipse was seen in Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh and Bihar on 24th October 1995. Lunar Eclipse. The moon goes round the earth at a rate of about 3218.68 kilometers an hour. It takes 27 1/3 days to complete its journey once round the earth. When the earth comes between the sun and the moon, and if all of them are in a straight line, the earth casts its shadow on the moon. It cuts off the light of the sun from reaching the moon, and hence the moon cannot be seen when lunar eclipse has taken place. An eclipse of the moon is called lunar eclipse. It occurs only on full moon night. When the moon is completely in the dark shadow of the earth, it is a total lunar eclipse. When the moon is only partially hidden by the dark shadow of the earth, it is a partial lunar eclipse. Activity: to study lunar eclipse. Things need: basketball, tennis ball, torchlight, table. Method: place the basketball on the table. This represents the earth. Tie a string in the form of a sling round the tennis ball and hold it between the basketball and the powerful torchlight placed on the other side. The torchlight represents the sun and the tennis ball the moon. Now move the moon round the earth till it comes to lie in the shadow of earth. This will be the position in which a lunar eclipse will occur. Artificial satellites. Artificial satellites are man-made objects which revolve around the earth as moon does. Like moon, the artificial satellites revolve around the earth and study land, its geography and environment. The space age began in 1957 when the first man-made satellite Sputnik 1 was launched to the orbit in space by Russian scientists. Since then, thousands of satellites sent into space. Some important achievements of space research are: 1. The dog named Lika became the first animal to enter into space. 2. Alokel Linov in October 1964 made first spacewalk. 3. In 1963, Valentina Tereshkova was the first woman to go into space. 4. On 3rd April 1984, Squadron leader Rakesh Sharma became India's first man to go into space. India is also actively involved in satellite launching program. India is also actively involved in satellite launching program. Some successful satellites are Aryabhatta 1975, Bhaskara 1, B2, Rohini 1980 to 1983, INSAT 1B, INSAT 1D, INSAT 2A, INSAT 2B. Artificial satellites. Uses of artificial satellites. 1. The satellite helps us to send messages from one country to another. These are called communication satellites. 2. The satellites are also used to send television programs from one place to another. 3. Space satellite takes pictures of movements of clouds and help in forecasting the weather. 4. The satellites are used by astronomers to collect information about other planets and stars. Communication satellites. Let's revise the important points. 1. The Moon is the Earth's closest neighbor in space. 2. The Moon is the natural satellite of Earth. 3. The surface of the Moon is covered with hard and loose dirt, mountains, and huge craters. 4. There is no life on Moon because there is no air or water. 5. Tides are caused by the gravitational attraction of the Moon on the sea water. 6. Eclipses occur when the Sun, the Moon and the Earth are in a straight line. 7. Scientists have launched artificial satellites. Do these. 1. Answer the following questions. Conceptual understanding. 1. Why does the Moon shine? Answer. The full moon is the second brightest heavenly body which shines in the sky at night. It does not glow on its own, but shines because sunlight falls on its surface. So, it reflects the light of the sun. 2. Why is there no life on the Moon? Answer. The surface of the Moon is covered with hard and loose dirt, mountains, and craters. It has no air and water. There is no layer of atmosphere surrounding the Moon's surface. All these conditions are not suitable for the chances of life on the Moon. Thus, there is no life on Moon. 3. How are tides caused? Answer. Tides are caused by the gravitational attraction of the Moon on the sea water. The rise and fall of the water in the sea and in the ocean is called tide. 4. How is solar eclipse caused? Answer. Solar eclipse occurs on a no moon day, when the Moon, while going round the Earth, comes between the Earth and the Sun. When these three are in the same line, the Moon's shadow falls on the Earth, and the people cannot see the Sun at all, or see it only partially. In this way, solar eclipse will be caused. 5. How is lunar eclipse caused? Answer. Lunar eclipse occurs only on full moon day, when the Earth comes between the Sun and the Moon, and if all of them are in a straight line, the Earth casts its shadow on the Moon. It cuts off the light of the Sun from reaching the Moon, and hence the Moon cannot be seen when lunar eclipse has taken place. 6. What is satellite? Name the natural satellite. Answer. An object that revolves round a planet is called a satellite. Moon is the natural satellite. 7. What are artificial satellites? Answer. Artificial satellites are man-made objects which revolve around the Earth and study land, is geography and environment. 8. Give 3 uses of artificial satellites to mankind. Answer 1. The satellite helps us to send messages from one country to another. 2. Space satellite takes pictures of movements of clouds and help in forecasting the weather. 3. The satellites are used by astronomers to collect information about other planets and stars. 2. Answer the following. Conceptual understanding. Three. Project work. 1. Ask the student to collect pictures of man landing on the moon and paste them in their project book. 2. Ask the students to make their own sundial. A. Place a large paper on ground in sunny area. B. Hold it down with 4 stones. C. Push a stick through the center of paper. D. After every 1 hour, mark the stick's shadow. E. Record what their sundial tells in their project book. 3. Ask the students to make a shadow puppet dance. They will need a thin card, a pencil, a pair of scissors, a torch, a needle and thread, a broomstick, some glue. A. Draw the body of puppet on card. Draw the head, arms and legs separately. Cut out the pieces. B. Stitch the arms, legs and head to the body loosely so that they move freely. You can also use small pins or brass fasteners. C. Stick the broomstick to the back of the puppet. Hold it in front of a wall. Shine the torch on it. Shake the broomstick and move the puppet. D. Watch its shadow dance. 4. Ask the students to make their own solar system. A. Take a thermocol sheet. B. Take different types of marbles with different sizes. C. Make holes on the sheet depending upon the size of marbles. D. Now place all the marbles in particular holes and draw sketch lines, orbits on the sheet.